I've been single for 8 months now, right? And like, I've kind of redone my whole life. I redid my whole apartment, fixed it up, and like, it's the cleanest it's been. It's the most organized it's been. My mind is the most organized it's been. My finances are organized enough where I was able to come out here for the past 2 days and like just be, like I've been single for 8 months and I spend most of my time alone. I don't really hang out with my friends. Like, I hang out with my friends maybe once or twice a month, but that's about it. And it's like nothing against my friends. It's just there's certain things I had to do for myself so I can be where I want to be in my 30s. So I'm 28, and there's something that happened when I became single. Something changed, and I don't know how to explain it, but anyone who has a family, who lives the family life or whatever, whatever, because the girl I was with had kids and whatever, so I was adapting my mindset and my future around the family thing. So, being that I was single, and it was kind of unexpected for me, it was a breakthrough. It was a moment of evolution, because I'm a completely different person now. I'm not even the same person, and I can't even explain it, but it's I've been working on learning how to turn my life into my job, whether it's doing the music thing, finally released my music, finally gonna, working on starting to DJ, all this other stuff that I'm trying to do to start doing shows. Basically, everything's going as planned. There's been so many fuck ups in the plan that have happened in the past 8 months where it didn't go as fast as I wanted, but everything is actually going pretty smooth because there's so many other things I had to take care of in between these ideas that I have, where it's now that my financial situation, I'm getting a hold of it to the point where I see that I right now, for the first time, I am working a month in advance type thing, where it's as long as I have the finances for next month, and I can work on some other things this month, right? Maybe have a few free days where I come out here and just do nothing, right? And being that I get my daughter on the weekends, so from Monday to Friday, I'm just alone by myself basically until I get my daughter on Friday. But this alone time has been amazing. I've been able to get in the best physical shape I've ever been in. I've been able to get in the best mental shape, work on meditation, work on my mental practices, work on my spiritual practices, deep diving with psychedelics, and, going within to find myself again, to figure out what I want to do, not just thinking ideas, but starting all of my ideas and figuring out how to finish all of my ideas. And even though all my ideas are not finished, I have been able to plan better as I've been alone and be able to plan out things before I just start something. Because I remember there would be so many times I would have so many ideas and I would start the ideas, but it's I didn't plan out, well, how do I even finish? How do I get to the end of the idea? And it's now I see I have this whole system where it's I kind of just think of all the steps by step, and prepare for me to have to jump over things and have to whatever, because most of the time it's not going to go as I planned, but it's better to have a plan than to not have a plan, right? It's better to have a plan and prepare for the worst than to not have a plan. And it's better to have a plan and to prepare for your plan to be shit than to not have a plan. So, something that happened becoming single and recently, it was when I let go of attachment of of how I want the outcomes to be. And when I just started being me, figuring out what I want to do, right? That's why I have 2 NFT collections I'm working on. And I researched NFTs so much where it's like I probably know more about NFTs than most people. And because there's so many people that don't agree with NFTs or don't whatever. But to me, that's as silly as not agreeing with the internet or not agreeing with social media at all or not agreeing with recording yourself on a video or not agreeing with starting an online business or not agreeing with whatever. Like, people just don't understand what's happening. It's the same thing with music. The music industry is changing because, like, I dropped my album and, like, it's on Apple. You can download it on iTunes. You can go stream it on Spotify. And, like, the way the system is now, where it's like basically, and I didn't have to sign anything theoretically. It's just theoretically, I'm technically signed to DistroKid Records or through DistroKid. Now anyone can do this. For $20, you can start uploading your original music. As long as it's your original music, you can start uploading it, and they will distribute your music out, like a distribution company. So it's almost like getting a distribution deal. But they don't do all the work for you, right? There's still so much things you have to do. As in, if you're an artist, you have to understand how to build your artistry up. And as an artist, build your image and all this other stuff. There's so many things around it other than just making music. But that's what, like, I've been working on all of this shit. I've been working on building the whole Mark Dreams brand, the music, the DJing, I'm working on a clothing line. I created my own designs, my own ideas for how I want it to look. Like the whole thing. My new logo for Sacred Sensation, which is my herbal company, and I've had to rethink and replan the whole business plan for my herbal brand and work on that. And I've built relationships with the certain farmers, and I've built relationships with certain vendors, and building these relationships with these people, one, so I can get a cheaper price than the other people they sell to, and two, so, like, because relationships is everything, right? And that's connections is everything. And that's something I've kind of worked on for the past 8 months being single, is I worked on the connections with myself, with my own ideas, with my head, and, like, just knowing myself and trusting myself. And also the connections with, like, I've strengthened the connection with my daughter. I've strengthened the connection with my mother. I've strengthened the connection, and even though I've spent a lot of time alone, right, I've still strengthened the connection with my friends over the past, 8 months, even though I only see them like twice a month. But that's because I've structured it this way because I had to grow myself. I had to build myself. I had to focus on myself. I stopped watching, I don't watch Netflix or Hulu or TV or anything like that. But I do with my daughter, where it's like on the weekends, we've, been watching anime shows, and we've been watching movies, and we've been doing certain, different things. I took her out to eat and to see a movie for her birthday, which was the 9th. But there's so much I've been working on, and it's beautiful, because, like, I didn't realize there's a different level of, like, adulthood. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, there's a different level of adulthood when you're a single man that lives on your own. I've also become a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian now for, like, 11 days or something, 10 days or something like that. So, like, it's been pretty dope. I feel lighter. I feel better. But, like, and it's not like I'm a vegetarian for any other reason besides I'm just trying to elevate my own consciousness, elevate my own mind state. Like, I already have leveled up my consciousness, I feel like, and elevated the way I think and the way I live. And the first step was being able to get my finances taken care of, where, like, I am a single male, and like I have certain habits where I like to smoke. I can pay for my own weed habit. I can uh pay for my own whatever. Like, and I'm a little behind on my electric bill, but like I just need to get that taken care of, and then I'm straight with that, right? And those are just the beginning steps, because something that so many people kind of miss in life is that, you know, there's people who do it as a couple, and that's great. But when I was about to do it as a couple with somebody, and do the family thing, and then all of a sudden it's like taken away, and all of a sudden you're just alone. And I had no stream of income at the time, so I immediately had to get a job. Like, I immediately started putting applications in, immediately had to get a job, immediately had to work on things and start saving up from that job. And like, I had to force myself to quit smoking weed for a while, and like basically save up from the paychecks and not touch the paychecks. And it was hard, but I did it, right? And from that point on to then figuring out how to balance finances, how to whatever, because no one taught me this, right? How to turn my ideas into reality. How do I keep saying I want to relaunch my online business, but I had to stop trying to relaunch my online business, and I had to just see what was in front of me and what can I work on today, right? Because you can't work on everything at once. So thinking to myself, well, what can I work on today? And so I took it one step at a time. I finished my album. I released my album. I have a second album I'm getting ready to release. I worked on my NFT collections. I learned NFTs. Markhead's NFT is technically available. They're technically up for sale. I got, I think, 20 or 30 up for sale right now. But as that grows, I'm working on, getting the Discord going, and like building this community around it, where basically NFT collections are going to be something so crazy that the fans can interact with the artists on ways that would never have been able to happen before, right? Imagine I don't know who your favorite musician is, but your favorite rapper, your favorite musician, your favorite rock star, imagine being able to message them right now because you hold their NFT, and there's only 300 of them, so like they'll answer you back. Imagine being able to communicate with them and pitch them ideas, and being like in like VIP sections of their concerts, or being able to maybe go with dinners with them, or go to events with them, or do VR things with them, or play games with them, or like there's the thing is endless. And like what I'll be able to do with Markhead's NFT is just that, right? And also like being able to, if I bring in some income, the whole Mark Dreams brand brings in income, then I'd be able to give a little bit to all of the Markheads, right? And it's like, the goal of the Markheads is not like, if you're in it just for the financial thing, then don't get in it, right? Because this is so much deeper than that. Then I have Afro Kid, which is a animated character I'm working on. And like, I've had to build the concept of the concept and the idea and what I want to do with it. It's not just, Afro Kid is an NFT collection, but Afro Kid's also going to, be so much more. Like I'm working on ideas, and I'm trying to get storylines and trying to figure out what I want to do with it. And the first design of Afro Kid is a basic design, but as time goes on, I want to pay an animator to animate whatever. And that's where a lot of the funds will go, where it's like the funds of Afro Kid go into Afro Kid, the funds of Markhead go into the Mark Dreams thing and the Markheads. And then like the funds I do for my online business, like that obviously goes to me, and like whatever. And I've been slowly just trying to figure out my life. And being single, I'm like, yo, I could do this forever. Like, what the hell is stopping me from doing this until it works, right? Like, and I don't really think I want to be in a relationship until I just figure all this shit out. Like, why would I want to even take the time to think about somebody else when I just need to think about myself, think about where I want to do? Because if I work on this, by the time I'm in my 30s, I'll be able to just do whatever I want. But the funny thing is, I do whatever I want now anyways, right? I came out here for the past 2 days, right? And like, I've been setting my life up to the point where it's like, where I just want to be able to just do what I want type shit. If I want to come down here for 2 days, yesterday I was down here for 6 hours. Just me, myself, and I, right? Like, and what's so crazy is I spend every day alone, but I never feel lonely, right? Ever. And I think that this is because I know what I want to do, so I work on it every day. I want to turn my life into my job, so I treat it a little bit that way, but I never truly treat life like a job. I'm working hard, but I'm truly just playing hard, having the time of my motherfucking life, just trying to do this thing, right? And, yeah. People always ask me, how do you stay so motivated on what you're doing? And I'm like, well, the key is to never do something you don't want to do. Right? Like, I want to do everything I'm doing. And like, they're like, how do you make all these electronic albums? And I got all these songs. Like, I'm dropping albums, not songs, right? Because I just love to do what I do. It's all I want to do. You know? The concepts, the ideas that I think of, it's not just so many people where they're like, oh, NFTs, let's make some money. And it's like, I didn't think that at all. I never thought about making money. Like, if I wanted to make quick money, I would do illegal shit. I don't want quick money. I don't want to do shit like that. I want to just live my life and be able to figure out a way to just live for a living, you know? That's why I started doing life coaching, right? And that's why, like, I started not caring. Like, I say I don't care what people think about me, but there's aspects of it that obviously I do. So, like, I had to recently remove the aspect of, like, people might judge because, like, I'm a life coach. And they're like, well, what does this 20-something-year-old know about life? And I'm like, well, I know a lot about life, but I try to stay as humble as fuck about it as possible because, knowing doesn't matter. I just want to try to help people, and that's why I'm like, well, let me be a life coach. Let me do this, let me do that. And like, yeah, I can obviously help people for free. My videos are still here for free, but there's something that you can get from a one-on-one that you can't get in a video. The more personal thing, more direct help. And it's like, I'm no doctor, no therapist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a whatever. I'm just me, And like, something I've learned being single, and as I get this shit to work, I can see that people are then gonna want to do whatever, but like basically what I was gonna say is I can see that after I get everything I'm doing to work, after it's done and over with and worked, then people will be like, oh my God, then they'll want to listen to me or whatever. But I've been saying the same thing the whole time because I know I have this vision that I can see where I'm just kind of following this thing. And I got the vision. And I think people just need to find the vision for their own life. Because, like, I wasn't able to, my vision was a little blurry. Being in a relationship, it started merging with her idea of life. It started merging with, because, me being a stepfather and, like, all that started merging with my idea of life and what I was trying to do. And becoming single at the time was the worst thing that ever happened to me, but it was the best thing because I have grown up completely. And to the point where it's like I now understand the financial responsibility, and I now understand how to become financially stable and financially free. It's not that I used to look at financial freedom as like it's all the way to fuck over there, all the way over the fucking hill. No, financial freedom is right in front of our faces. What do you like to do? What do you love to do? Do it. Figure out how to get paid for it, right? Like, do you have knowledge that other people don't? Do you have experiences that other people haven't gone through? Do you, That's why I was like, well, I'm gonna start being a life coach, because so many people have told me, or assumed, I guess, that I was a life coach, and it's like, well, I am now, right? Because I used to call myself a modern day shaman, but it's a little more complicated than that. I'm a musician. I'm an artist. I'm me. I'm working on turning on my life into my job so I can just be and just, whatever. Because as hard as I work on everything I'm doing, it's not hard work to me. It's just me being.